You know a brand is powerful when people thank them for letting them spend $10,000 on a bag. That's not shopping, that's black magic. And luxury brands have mastered it. They don't sell you products, they make you beg to hand them money. Let me explain. The origin story from stuff to status. Luxury wasn't always this strategic. 100 years ago, luxury goods were basically expensive because rare. Hermes started in 1837 making saddles. Chanel made hats. Gucci made luggage. They were just artisans for rich families. Fast forward to today, and these brands are pulling in billions. LVMH, that's Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, made $94 billion in 2023. For context, that's more than McDonald's, Coca-Cola, and Nike combined. So how did fancy luggage turn into a business that can afford to buy Rihanna a yacht, just for her yacht? Trick number 1, manufactured scarcity. First rule of luxury, don't make enough stuff. Louis Vuitton famously destroys unsold inventory rather than putting it on sale. Why? Because the second you see a 40% discount, it's no longer luxury, it's just another bag. In 2018, Burberry literally burned $37 million worth of unsold clothes in 1 year. Burned, just to protect exclusivity. It sounds insane, but here's the psychology. If you can't get it, you want it more. Scarcity makes demand skyrocket. That's why Supreme drops sell out in minutes. It's not about the product, it's about access. Trick number 2, the long line flex. You've seen it, the velvet ropes outside Louis Vuitton or Gucci. It looks like the hottest nightclub in town. But here's the thing, they could let you in. They just don't. Apple does this too. They could open more registers on launch day. But the line outside the store, that's free marketing. It signals, this thing is so good, people are literally waiting hours to hand us money. Waiting becomes part of the product. And the irony, the longer you wait, the more committed you feel to buying something. So the wait wasn't a waste. That's sunk cost psychology. Trick number 3, pricing that makes no sense. Luxury brands use a wild pricing trick. The higher the price, the more you want it. Economists call this a Veblen good, where demand increases as the price goes up. Think $100-200 Balenciaga sneakers that look like your dad's grass-cutting shoes. Hermès Birkin bags start at $10,000 but regularly resell for $200,000 plus. One even sold at auction for $500,000 for a bag, with no Wi-Fi. But here's the thing, the bag itself isn't the product, the flex is the product. You're buying exclusivity, identity, and bragging rights. Trick number 4, celebrities and aspirational trickle-down. Luxury brands figured out long ago that you don't sell to the masses directly. You sell to the people everyone else wants to be. When Rihanna or Kim Kardashian carries a Dior bag, it sends a cultural signal. Most people can't afford it, but they start wanting it. And the genius move, licensing. In the 90s, luxury brands made huge money slapping their logos on sunglasses, perfumes, and belts. Suddenly, you couldn't afford a Chanel dress, but you could buy a $120 Chanel perfume. That's called the entry product. This laddering effect creates an entire ecosystem where everyone spends at their level, from the $5 lip gloss at Sephora to the $50,000 dress at a runway show. Trick number 5, the store is the stage. Luxury stores aren't stores, they're theaters. Step into a Rolex boutique and notice how they don't display dozens of watches. Maybe 5, each lit like a piece of art. Louis Vuitton stores are designed like museums. Gucci hires architects to make sure the layout feels like exclusivity. Even the smell, yes, luxury stores pump signature scents into the air. It's not about selling you a bag, it's about making you feel like you've entered another world, where spending $3,000 on shoes suddenly feels normal. Trick number 6, controlling the narrative. Luxury brands aren't in the product business, they're in the storytelling business. Take Rolex. They don't advertise watches that tell time, they advertise achievement. Every ad is Everest, scuba diving, Formula One. The message is, this isn't just a watch, this is proof you made it. Same with Tiffany's. They don't market diamonds, They market proposals, eternal love, Audrey Hepburn. That's why you'll never see a Louis Vuitton TV commercial yelling, "Sale, sale, sale." It's always dreamy visuals, whispered words, and someone impossibly beautiful staring into the distance. They're not selling leather, they're selling a dream. Trick number 7, the ultimate loyalty program. Here's the sneakiest move of all. Luxury brands make you qualify to spend more. Want a Hermès Birkin bag? Too bad, you can't just buy one. First, you have to buy other Hermès products, build a relationship with a sales associate, and prove you're worthy. This isn't a transaction, it's an initiation. People literally buy thousands of dollars worth of scarves and shoes just to get on the list. By the time you finally get offered the $20,000 bag, you're grateful. You've been gamified into loyalty. The results, billions on billions. And all of this works. The global luxury goods market was worth $380 billion in 2023, and it's expected to hit $570 billion by 2030. LVMH, the king of luxury, owns over 75 brands, including Louis Vuitton, Dior, Fendi, Sephora, and even Dom Perignon champagne. And their CEO, Bernard Arnault, briefly overtook Elon Musk as the richest man on Earth, with a net worth over $200 billion. These aren't handbags, this is empire building. Why we fall for it? So why do we fall for these tricks? Because luxury is about psychology, not products. A $5 t-shirt and a $500 t-shirt are both cotton. The difference is what it says about you. Luxury brands hijack 3 things humans crave: status, showing you've made it; exclusivity, having what others can't; belonging, joining a tribe of people who get it. That's why even in recessions, luxury sales often hold strong. People cut back on everyday stuff before they cut back on status. The irony? Here's the funny part. Luxury brands don't really advertise to rich people. Rich people already know them. The ads, the celebrities, the glossy campaigns, they're aimed at the middle and upper middle class. The people who can't really afford it, but stretch their budget to buy a piece of the dream. And that's the genius. Luxury isn't about serving the wealthy, it's about making everyone else chase them. Final thought. So the next time you see someone flexing a Louis Vuitton bag or Rolex watch, remember they didn't just buy a product. They bought into one of the most carefully crafted psychological games in business. Luxury brands don't want your money, they want your desire. And once they have that, you'll beg to give them your money. If you enjoyed this breakdown of how the luxury business really works, hit subscribe. I make videos every week about business models, strategy, and the tricks companies use to win. See you in the next one.